Hello and welcome back to an out-of-spec detailing video. Coleton is out right now, so I am taking over the channel for an update on my Model 3. Now this has been on the channel 3 times now. We've had the initial build quality walk around where we did a thorough build quality analysis when it was brand new, freshly picked up from Tesla. Spoiler alert, it was actually really pretty good. That is a video previously and also linked below. Also, we did, of course, this wrap. The car was not this color from the factory, believe it or not. So, Test Bros came out from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Shout out to them. They came out, did a great job wrapping this car in a brand new color. This is Satin Jade from Avery Dennison. Really cool color. Not everyone loves the color. I love it. Kyle doesn't love it. Coleton's, I think, on the fence. I don't know. Let us know your thoughts down below. In today's video, we are going to look at how the wrap looks now after 2 months and many thousand miles of driving, how the ceramic coating is still holding up, and how I take care of my car on a weekly basis. So what does Coleton say? Let's jump into it. So we are out here at Auto Wash, one of the many auto wash locations in Colorado. Not sponsored yet, but they do a pretty great job. They bought some old car washes and renovated them. They've also built some brand new ones. This is actually an older one they purchased, I think, and renovated it. Either way, or it's been around for a while. So they have self-wash bays, of course, and the actual automatic wash bay, and it is touchless, which is important for the care of your paint. We'll talk about that in a bit. They also have vacuums, carpet cleaning stuff. I mean, kind of a full-fledged situation, and even dog washes if that's your thing. Tijmen behind the camera has a dog. Tijmen, do you go to auto wash? What's your strategy?
I don't wash my dog.
For your car, I mean.
Oh, I just go to the touchless drive-through one.
Yep. So we'll look at that in a second, but Auto Wash has like a whole loyalty situation, and they use products that are safe on ceramic coatings, which is a big deal. And that's partially why Coleton also uses Auto Wash. Mag chloride is what we use here in Colorado for snow, sometimes salt as well, but either way, that's something to remove the mag chloride. Also bug and sap remover, so you can kind of treat it with a foam gun initially. Then you have tire and engine cleaner, pre-soak, high pressure wash, foam brush, which we don't use.
But you can use on wrap, especially
That's
vehicle
true.
wrap, but still not recommended.
Yeah, the brush will hurt your paint if you really go at it. Some people do, I guess, use it on like alloy wheels and stuff. Like I get uses for brushes, but in general, I just avoid them on my wrapped car, but also my painted cars. Also just the foam gun. Then there's the high pressure rinse, high pressure wax, spot free rinse, and air dryer, which is not even here.
Is not here, and sometimes they break off too, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, many auto wash locations do have the air dryer in the self-service bay, but not this particular one. So I often do use this, like the self-service bay. For example, my other car, my Miata, has certain badges that I don't know if I trust in a really high pressure bay. I also have different attachments on the car. If you have an off-road car with a lot of different attachments like roof racks and stuff, they don't recommend
you going through the touchless drive-through one, but you can go through it. They just give you the cheapest option. Wash is only available.
Right. They don't let you do the whole contour wash, which we can look at later. So with this, we actually have, a few decal badges here, and one's actually coming up a little bit. But either way, I do typically take it over through the drive-through wash if I can. Now, there's usually more of a line. If there's a huge long line, I'll just pull it into the self-service bay and do that. Pretty easy.
But today it's cold, and we're going to go through the touchless one because it's also super windy, as you can tell.
Yeah.
All right, into the car we go. So you drive up, and you use this thing. You select your wash, so we can go through the washes they offer.
Yeah, they do have the Essential, which that's the one Tijmen mentioned is the only option if you say that you have attachments and stuff. Otherwise, they have a complete one, which does add the contour dryer situation. They just don't want the contour, which means going along the lines of the car fairly closely. They just don't want that if you have racks or stuff, because it could get caught and then break something, and then someone's liable and probably not them. Then they have Superior Plus, which is even more stuff. And then the new Incredible Wash, which is graphene-infused chemistry.
Which is the one I do, because for an extra $3, you might as well get the better one.
Right, and then it's all app-based, so you can use the app to purchase these watches at a bit of a discount, or also do a membership situation. I actually have just the basic plan, which is like 25 bucks a month, and that's the essential wash. You get one per day, and it's not tied to the car, which is awesome. Many other washes.
But you can't swap phones.
Yeah, this sounds like an ad, but I've used auto wash for like 5 years now because I'm driving all sorts of different cars, and I can just wash whatever car I want once per day. Now you can do the automatic wash or the self-service bay.
But limited to 15 minutes on the service.
Yeah, but even if you do the automatic wash, you could still do 3 minutes on the self-service bay as like a bonus time, or actually 5 minutes now, I think, which is kind of nice. So that's what we're looking at here. So I usually do the essential, but you know what? Today I'm feeling special, so we're jumping up to a step above that. I'm thinking superior plus. All right, we can also go here into service mode, car wash mode, enter car wash mode. It does all those things. Now we're driving into the bay. So auto wash also has the undercarriage rinse, which does have the mag chloride situation built in, so that can help protect and remove dirt and grime from the bottom of your car as you drive over it. That is way quieter in this car than in my Miata.
Yeah.
And then you just drive up here and you stop once it says stop. I mean, I know you guys all know how to use car washes, but with the Tesla, they do have car wash mode. Not every car has car wash mode, interestingly, but this helps modulate the throttle differently so you can keep the speed slow. Charge port is locked, walk away door walk is off, automatic wipers off, parking chimes off, sentry mode off, climate off, front closed, trunk closed. It does also close the windows, but I guess it doesn't mention that, but either way. So now the wash is happening. There's a few different steps that happen. Most of those steps we looked at in the self-service bay earlier, where it's doing kind of the pre-wash situation, the foam stuff. No brushes, of course. This is, again, touchless, which helps protect your car. That's a big deal. A lot of the automatic washes out in the world, generally speaking, have huge foam brush things. What would you call those, Tijmen? Like curtains almost.
Yeah, basically.
Like huge curtains that, yes, they do pull things off your car, like dirt and contaminants, but they also keep those dirt and contaminants on them, and then from other cars, and then put it on your car, or they rub on your car's paint. So if you see a car that's been washed like that its entire life, chances are the paint will be in a much, much worse condition than it was, of course, when it was new. So we always recommend here to use touchless washes. And if you have to wash with touch, which a lot of people do at home, totally fine just using like the 2-bucket method, something like that, to make sure you don't use dirty contaminants back on the car's paint or wrap in this case. So we're just gonna let the car wash run, and then once this is done, then we'll look closer at my wrap and the ceramic coating that is on the wrap to see how it held up, how it looks, and how dry it looks once it's been wet.
Wow.
Those beads.
Ceramic coating. Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty impressive, even after 2 months.
Yeah. So there we go. Time to drive this thing out of here. Car wash mode does automatically go off if you speed up, I think, over 10 miles an hour. And we're gonna pull out somewhere less windy to kind of assess the condition of the wrap and how everything looks. All right, now we found a place sheltered from the wind just a little bit. We may get kicked out, but I don't know. We're not harming anything. So let's give a closer look at the wrap itself. Once again, this is Satin Jade from Avery Dennison. It's actually very similar to the pistachio color I originally wanted, but the satin version. So if you look at it closely, you can see there is still a bit of a sheen, but it's not glossy like the pistachio, and it's not matte where the light just disappears into it. And as a whole, I really like it. I think I maybe would have picked something slightly warmer tone. This is like slightly cooler tone, I think. I don't know, Tijmen's a photographer, he can comment on the color tones.
Yeah, I think it's still a little too pistachio-y, a little too light. For, I'd say this car, I think it can work on something else a little bit cooler. But no offense.
Yeah, well, I like it a lot, and it gets a lot of compliments, actually, and like random thumbs up, which in the current political climate seems crazy.
Yeah, take all the thumbs up you can get.
I don't have this as a political statement. I literally just have this because it's the best car for me, but it's crazy the amount of Tesla hate and love happening right now. And so it's at least useful that when someone walks up to me, instead of freaking out, I realize it's mostly to just talk about the color, which is kind of fun. So let us know what you think of the wrap color. But as a whole, how it's holding up, you may want to get in close for this timing, because there is a little bit of a speck right here. That was actually there when we initially wrapped it. So a speck of dust flew in right when we put this whole piece on. That's slightly unfortunate, but actually hardly noticeable compared to what's going on the front bumper. So some of this is actually dirt, and conveniently I keep something in my front trunk, the frunk, which we will use right now.
Wow.
So yes, typically go and wash my car. Sometimes I even use the version that doesn't have the dryer. So I will sometimes go air dry at home, and then when I get home, I'll do a quick wipe down with some detail spray. I have this here from Adams Polishes, and this is when you can kind of tell what is dirt versus what is an actual chip in the wrap, which is such a bummer, but a reality. Oh, I better fix my towel technique before Colton yells at me. It's a real thing, but kind of getting away all the bugs here, we can actually uncover what is a depressing hole in the wrap effectively. Now, when we wrapped it, this thing only had maybe 2,500 miles. Now it's got an additional 5,000 miles since then. So everything you see now on the front is not a bug. It is unfortunately a chip in the wrap.
Yeah, so you can see here some chips. If it will focus, there we go, there. Not really much in the center, which is quite surprising. Really only one piece.
Yeah, two little ones right here in the center. Bigger ones over here on the edges.
Yeah, but also you can kind of see there's water in here too, so like it makes it worse in that spot too.
Yep. So that's the thing to keep in mind. If you have, like I did, buy the free color of the car, which is the dark gray, almost black, and then doing a light wrap, any sort of chip in the wrap will show much more aggressively. Same thing kind of exists for, I mean, my Miata, my other car is white, has a ton of wrap chips in the front, and those have eaten away into the, I guess, metal / undercoat, which is darker, which means it sticks out a lot. So it really depends. But maybe now that I've seen how this has happened in only a few thousand miles, and mind you, I don't drive like Tijmen. I'm not like right behind someone. So, okay, the wind was getting crazy, so we moved our car again. Anyways, looking at the wrap and how it contrasts against something else. So, in hindsight, there's a few things I could have or would have done. I would have maybe done the white color of the car, like our friend Andreas, who has a very similar Highland, just the dual motor all-wheel drive, whereas mine is a motor. A white paint underneath would have meant these chips would show much less aggressively. Still would be noticeable a little bit if you look closely, but having the color I have, they are much more noticeable. And the other thing we could have done is PPF'd over the wrap, although I don't know how that would affect the satin sheen. I'm really curious how satin PPF would look on top of satin wrap, or even...
I think it would just turn out to be satin.
Yeah, or even, it'd be interesting to have matte PPF over satin wrap, or glossy PPF over satin wrap. I don't know, all things I would kind of love to try out sometime, just because I'm curious. But those are other options to protect it further. Or some people do also just double wrap. So this exact same color, just twice as much on the bumper. That's maybe what I would do or could redo in the future. The whole rest of the car seems to actually be holding up very well. We can kind of get a closer look at everything, but even the sides, I'm not really seeing any sort of rock chips. Just touching it up here with the detailing, and then seeing how the letters on the back are also holding up is good. So we have these letters available. You know, I had a dual motor badge, took off some letters, made sure I didn't do the performance underline, so it just says A motor. I think that's great. I get a lot of fun comments on that. And these badges right here are also just basically just vinyl letters. They're okay, but I will say you can see here, if you get in closely, the tip of the S is actually peeling up, and it has been ever since like the second day this was done. So that's slightly disappointing, but I don't know. I'm gonna run these for a while, but I'm wondering if the more I do car washes or just in general I don't know how well this will all hold up in the heat. Like so far, this has been wrapped in the winter and endured Colorado winter. So we'll have to see and report back on how the lettering and everything holds up. But in general, I think I like the letters. I like the badging. I'm not going to debadge my car like many other people are doing right now. It's fine if you want to do that. Totally fine. But I might replace these with the more thin metal ones that were actually like it from the factory. So that's probably my backup option in case these don't actually stick. But everything else seems to be holding up quite well. Now, to finish the video, the one last thing I want to talk about is the ceramic coating. We did do a ceramic coating on the entire car. I will say we kind of sped through it. Tijmen, you remember that? We were like scrambling to get this done.
You had a cute date to go to.
I had to get to dinner. So we did a somewhat half-hearted ceramic coating, but it still is effective. We can look at the clips in the auto wash bay where you see the water just completely beating up off the glass. It's not quite as effective on the wrap, I don't think.
Yeah, you can still see some more wet spots. I mean, obviously we drove a little bit, so the wind will take it off faster off the glass.
Yeah.
But it's still quite effective for being on top of a wrap compared to paint.
Right.
Paint's a little slicker, I think.
Yeah,
if I'm saying it correctly.
No, you're right. The paint is, or even a gloss wrap would be a bit more slick. And so I think a ceramic coating on those are even more effective. The satin or matte wrap with just a different texture, I think means it does kind of hold on to dirt a bit more. And if we had done a more intense ceramic coating or maybe spent more time on it, it might have been even more effective, but maybe then made it a bit more glossy looking, which is fine. But basically what I'm seeing is when dirt kind of collects over time, like if I let this sit out in the rain, it gets dirty, and then I go rinse it off, it doesn't actually fully take off all the dirt. Like I really have to hit it with a soap, hit it with aggressive rinse. Whereas a normal, like my Miata, for example, is just painted and ceramic coated. And when that gets really dirty, I can really just rinse it off and it just like falls right off. So it is a bit of a difference with this one. And I think it's probably because of the satin, but it could also, caveat, be because we just had to speed through the ceramic coating. But as a whole, this thing is looking good, holding up quite well. I noticed one little chip in the lower part of the wrap, but that's kind of expected. Those are rocker panels and they get rocks. So the wind's picking up again. I think we'll probably call it there with the quick video, guys, but let us know what you think of the car, how it's holding up. Do you think this is worse than you expected, better than you expected? And yeah, what would you wrap your car? What color would you pick on the wrap or below the wrap? Because I do think that makes more of a difference than I realized. And maybe in the future I'll double wrap it or rewrap it, try to DIY it myself. I've got options. It's a brand new color, so I don't think they're gonna discontinue it anytime soon. So maybe it's a 2-year lease, so maybe after 1 year I'll touch up or redo the bumper or something, and we'll see if that even looks different. You know, replacing one piece with having the other slightly aged by the sun. I don't know. Lots of questions that will still be yet to answer. So thanks for watching Out of Spec Detailing. Coleton will be back soon. Until then, cheers.